Heyo.
Every song is the same fucking thing. Like, I mean, it's 5 albums in a row of the same song, basically. Welcome to Every Album Ever with Mike and Alex. My name is Michael Mansour, and I'm joined, as always, by my lovely, wonderful, really, really fashionable co-host, Alexander Vols. Say hello.
Hello.
This is Every Album Ever, the podcast where we listen to every single album in the world, one artist at a time. That's a new discography. Yeah, it's a new discography. All right, I'm fucking tired. It's a new discography per episode. I'm not happy. And today, we'll be discussing every album by
Once, Twice, Thrice times a lady. It's Thrice.
Thrice times more than anybody deserves, really. Oh, Jesus Christ. This was requested on Patreon by Brian. Hey, Brian, thank you for supporting us and being cool and requesting stuff for us and giving us work to do. Hey, also, Brian, fuck you for this because, hey, buddy, hey, everyone, if you're a fan of Thrice, get out. I'm sorry. Because, Alex, you know the protocol. Or anybody, and as well as everybody who's watched this before, we don't discuss any of this shit before we meet here, before we hit record. If it's a new band that we haven't dived into before, we typically don't even know if the other likes the band or not. Mm-hmm. We needed no discussion. We knew from day one to now how we both feel about this band.
Also, I think I've told you how I felt about this band before it even came up. And yeah, it's like you do the fucking Blood Brothers and RX Bandits, and then next thing you know, you're doing a fucking Thrice episode.
Listen, I understand not liking Blood Brothers, even though I do think they're a great band. I understand not liking RX Bandits because they're not original, even though they do some cool stuff, and they started out pretty fucking awful. But this band, I don't understand liking if you have any kind of musical background at all.
Much like the other two bands, this band has been haunting me since high school. And I had good friends who were not into scene music, were not into emo music, who, and not that they're pretty diverse.
They are very diverse.
I'll give them that.
I am going to be as fucking fair as they deserve, goddammit.
Yes.
All right? I didn't come in here biased. I came in here really excited and hoping to find a band I liked. But go on, keep going.
And again, much like other bands, I thought maybe I've grown out of some of my dislike for this band. I have not. I probably hate them more now than when I was in high school. And yeah, I don't understand it. I don't understand why I had friends who weren't into that scene stuff, but they said, oh, Thrice is different. And I didn't get it then. I don't fucking get it now.
There were brief moments where I do get it. Brief moments. And I mean brief as fuck. But I do understand, sort of.
Let me just say right off the bat, the guitar player...
we're going to say it right. We're going to say it. Maybe not right. We're going to say it. Tepe Teranishi.
That man could have had a career in a fucking good band if he had better taste.
He's doing all right. Maybe we don't agree with it artistically, but
I mean, there's a lot of things I don't agree with this band.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. They have good production.
They have good production. But before we get into you already know how we feel. If you want to stick around for the rest, feel free to. Or not, click off and go fuck yourself. But if you want to support us and hang around and subscribe if you feel like it, talk shit in the comments, leave your picks for best and worst if you want to play along with us. You can find, I suppose you can, a Spotify playlist on Thrice. There's a link in the description. We got plays associated with basically every episode.
I feel like it's my civic duty, even if I don't like the band, to make a playlist. So I did.
It is a lot easier for this band than the Virgins, I'll tell you that. Way easier.
Well, when you have 100 albums.
When you have 100 albums and you can find a handful of good songs. Virgins had no good songs.
And they had 2 albums.
Yes. We got places associated with most episodes. You can find those at everyalbumever.com. Please do that if you want to do that. And if you feel so inclined to support us, patreon.com/everyalbumever, just like Brian did. You can actually suggest artists for us. We will not be accepting any requests that aren't on Patreon. I know you keep emailing me. I'm not responding because we can't do it. And even then, only tier 2. tier 2 tiers can. Tier 2 patrons, tier 2 tiers. I'm saying tiers too much.
Yes.
Just because I had a lot of tiers who will listen to this fucking band. Tier 2 can suggest artists first. And even then, they're backed up by months. There's people that have been waiting for months for their picks. That they're on the schedule. They are coming.
Yes.
It just takes us a long time to do this. So go if you want to do that. You also got bonus episodes. You get discounts off our merch. You get see our schedule in advance. You get to vote on polls. The latest poll is gridlocked.
It's gridlocked.
It's gridlocked between the two that I want the most, and it hasn't moved in like a few days.
we should do something silly for a tiebreaker.
How do you mean?
I don't. Instead of like flipping a coin, I don't know, something silly like we'll play a round of Street Fighter, but you would win. Because you're better at fighting games. But,
that's true.
You know,
something more fair than that.
Yeah, something outside of the box.
Because you know what I was thinking? That's way less interesting, but also way more people pleasy. Do them both. Do both the winners.
Yeah.
I want to do both. I like both of those. And if no one else votes on one, then maybe. But we'll see.
We'll figure something out.
Or you can suggest it to us on the Patreon itself. So go there if you want to do that. Thank you. Please. Thank you. Goodbye. Okay. Last plug for me. Debut EP by Panda Monkey. If you're here for Thrice, you're not going to like it. Whatever. You can still check it out anyway.
You know what? Cool. Maybe they would.
That's insulting.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. This is very complex in terms of what they're trying to do is complex, but the way it comes out is not complex.
Their performances are exceptional and complex. Their music making ability, I think they have no skills as songwriters whatsoever. So if you want to go ahead and listen to my music if you want. And that's it for plugs for now. But okay. So we've already took a huge steamy pile on this band and we haven't even started. What is there even to say? So they're like a million. It takes them a while to figure out what kind of band they want to be. That's for sure.
Yes. And I don't know. To me, they do feel kind of reflective of the times or my friends who maybe did listen to a few different genres and didn't want to settle out on one. So you get Thrice, but it's kind of a jack of all trades, master of none scenario 100%. For me.
They are one of the least original bands I've ever heard. They all
you're going. Yeah,
they everything they do sounds like someone else. And a less distinct, less interesting, less talented, well, maybe not less talented like on a technical level, but definitely less what's the word? I don't want to say spicy, but there's no tinge of life in it. It's like it's so interchangeable. They're the most incredible average band I've ever heard.
I get that. Also because I think there's to me there's three different Thrices, ironically.
Or coincidentally.
And so when I was younger, one version of Thrice didn't exist, and it obviously the more recent era, and that makes it's weird because I always say a new steaming pile of shit doesn't make an old pile of shit better, but I think in this instance it makes the old pile of shit more interesting.
I have such conflicted feelings because there is so many things about this band that I hate for different reasons because they change so much. And I will back up every single one of them. We're going to get deep into it. But by the end of it, I was beaten down. I was exhausted. I was bored.
Same.
And I couldn't. And this is an interesting one because for you, I know that the worst of the worst for you is just bored to death.
Yes.
If you're bored to death, you're checked out. You're done. You're angry. For me, it's when the music actually pisses me off itself. It's not when I'm bored. If I'm bored, I'm bothered and I don't like it.
Yes.
But there are some music that actually pisses me off. I'm like, I hate this. This band did both. For me, this band did both.
I mean, I assume that's early Thrice and then later Thrice for you. And then, even the albums that on paper I'm more inclined to like, I I mean, yeah, I like them the most, but
Yeah.
I don't because the concept and the theme, some other band already did that.
They are not original at all, and they are very good musicians. The singer Dustin Kensrue is a great singer, except the fact that every style he has is copying someone else. It's insane. I can't even fucking.
Getting ahead of myself here. In the early versions, he does the screamy pop punk
emo stuff. Yeah.
stuff I don't like.
Yeah.
And I was like, why can't you sing differently? And then
he does.
when he sings differently, he's just doing the generic Imagine Dragons vocals.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what is wrong with you?
He changes a few different times, like actually a good amount of times he changes his style.
I would say for me, those are the two
distinct ones.
Yeah.
But even within that, like the later albums, with every album, he just adds a little thing, like a little bit more affect on his voice, like a little bit more of like, what if I make my voice sound like this?
Yeah.
Every album is like, well, what if I try to sound like this time?
Yeah.
And at a certain point, it's like, this is just him doing Dave Grohl. It's him trying to do Chris Cornell. Like, what the fuck is this? And this is him doing Tom York. Like, it's crazy. Sorry.
Like I said at the top, the only person who got me barely through this was Tepe. I think he does have really cool guitar riffs at times.
At times they were incredible.
Yes. I think, this man could have been in a cool metal band or a cool post-rock band, but he fucking chose violence and he chose religion.
As did mostly Kensrue.
Yeah.
Oh shit. And so we just further shat on them. There are moments where I'm like, this is legit great. I like this. I hope there's more of this. And then there was not.
Never gets over the hump. There are times where it seems like they are.
There were two moments, on two different albums where like, they are becoming a band I like. Yes, thank Christ. I was worried. Yeah. And then they didn't. And then they went in this other direction. Like, oh no.
They pick the most boring choices later in life.
It is so fascinating when you listen to each of these albums one after the other from a chronology standpoint, because you see it. I don't fucking know the intention behind these or where they were, why they did this, but it just looks like they're like, well, that didn't work. Let's try this. I'm not saying that they did that, but it definitely reads like that.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they were, for this type of band, as successful as they could get.
Pretty acclaimed for like especially like the first chunk of albums.
Oh, dude, like Warped Tour era Thrice was big for that type of band. And then backtracking, how I said the band was kind of reflective of the times and the people, and I hope I don't know anyone who still listens to this band because they're going to get really offended right now.
Right now. Yeah,
well,
sure.
I mean, like the people I personally,
okay.
But I feel like those people who liked Thrice, much like Thrice grew up to be a very boring, uninteresting band, those people grew up to be boring, uninteresting people.
Damn, that is harsh. That is a mean thing to say about your friends.
Well, I don't think I know them anymore. I probably have a few on.
I used to know them.
Yeah.
I once had a fucking neighbor of mine say that about me to someone else.
Would have been great if you were like in earshot.
That would have been great. Like, you see me, idiot. You know me. But we got we have a little bit of not too much history. We mostly have a few interviews from our history guy, Tom Osman. I loved his notes for this episode because it's just funny and delightful. Be sure to check out our history guide, Tom Osman, at Tom Osman Sounds on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, as well as his Substack, tomosman.substack.com. And if you're into it, check out his debut album, So Much for All in a Day's Work, which you can find on Bandcamp, Spotify, Apple, all those places, as well as the description. I liked it a lot more than this band. Fucking much. It's infinitely better than every single Thrice album. Okay. But he has 3 interviews for us. 2 of them Well, no, 2 interviews, sorry, and then 1 news story.
Which is real juicy.
It's juicy. It's not as juicy as I was hoping.
Yeah, it's juicy enough.
Juicy enough. But both interviews are with frontman Dustin Kensrue, one from 2021 and one from 2009. But other than that, there's a very, I mean, this band has a, let's just use the term cult-like fan base for no particular reason. And the people who like this band.
Oh, we're fucking.
I mean, fucking, what are you going to do? Just leave hateful comments. Go ahead. I don't care.
I might need to go into protection services after this.
Hey, excuse me for a second. They're Christians. They ain't going to do shit. But so here's a very interesting thing out of the gate. I'm an idiot. That Tom sent. In the beginning of the notes, this is what he says. He says, is this a band or a cult? Well, there'll be more on that topic to come later. But check out the website of these guys and now try to read the latest news on the band. Did you check this out?
It's paywalled.
Their news stories on their website are behind a paywall.
What could this get from
any other news source ever?
Your alternative press. So your Brooklyn Vegan, is that what that's? I don't know, but you get the point.
I prefer mine from the Hard Times.
Oh yeah,
right here. So when you try to click on it, it says exclusive content. This content is for Alliance members only. I mean, that's already creepy, right? A little creepy. And then Tom adds, he's like, I've never seen it before. Open your mouth. Here's your money. Or alternatively, maybe I shouldn't be a hater and respect the band savvy enough to organize a regular revenue stream. And then he says, no, I can't do it. It's rotten in the state of something's rotten in the state of Denmark. I agree. That's the thing. Like, for sure, get your cheddar or whatever the hell you want to say. But it's just odd because who would do that?
I was gonna save it for a certain album, but the whole Christian rock aspect is just
they're not even Christian rock, but there is something amiss.
Oh, they're
like you feel it, and you could hear it in some of the lyrics for sure. But like, there's because only a few moments. I don't even know if I put it in the notes, so I'll just talk about a little bit about it here. There's only like a couple moments, and one particular where I'm like, holy shit, that's a Christian rock moment, and that's like the worst music ever made. Like it's a difference between like gospel is like a you can treat gospel as like a genre. It's a style, and it can be used very effectively when it's done with the right people and with the right context or whatever. It's a different thing. Gospel is gospel. That's more like Southern Black churches. It's a very specific. I mean, Christian rock gospel is a specific kind of shit that is like never good.
I had a few of those moments, but I realize why it irks me the wrong way. It's the same reason anyone slinging religion knocking on my door rubs me the wrong way. Sure, there's plenty of artists like off the top of my head, like Stevie Wonder sings about God sometimes, and I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Because it's here and there. It's part of who he is. But there is something about Christian rock and some of these songs where I feel like you're trying to like shame me or like this jam it into your people's faces so bad, and it doesn't feel passionate.
I don't know. That might be an Alex problem because I grew up with that shit literally forced down my throat by my family.
Yeah.
And even then, the lyrics of Christian rock feel so bland and like they made a joke about it in like an early South Park episode where they just literally swapped out the words of like famous love songs with just Jesus and God, and it's like the same fucking thing. They're so faceless. I don't feel anything coming from them. I don't feel any kind of artistic or intention coming from them. And here, they're just as bland and faceless, but with even less religion in it. There's only like a little bit of like actual religion in some of these lyrics.
Well, there's like 2 albums worth, maybe more if you include one-off religion songs. But I forgot what. The reason I went back and forth on it is because something nice about them is every album they donate a certain percentage to a nonprofit charity, which is very I don't even think they've donated to Christian charities. They're like genuine, real charities.
Ah, not bad. Very nice.
And then also I assume like, oh, well, like what, I don't think, well, maybe I'm wrong. I don't think like Epitaph would sign a crazy culty.
No, definitely not.
Religious band.
I mean, maybe they would. I don't fucking know.
And then, yeah, I did stumble across some interviews where I'm like, they don't seem like
nut jobs,
but maybe they are. But at least on this, what they're projecting is they do seem like sensible religious people to an extent.
Yeah, there is. I mean, it's another bad thing to conflate religious people with like nut jobs, because there's plenty of and countless just religious people that are just regular people that don't fucking care what you believe, and that's just a normal good person. You combine a bad person or a weird, iffy, unstable person with religion, then you get a problem.
Kanye West.
Who boy.
Yeah.
But another thing that really struck me about this, and maybe it's just a fucking me mishmashing all of the religious stuff with all the paywall stuff. But there's a thing that Tom noted here, and it increases with like each album. The number of managers credited on each album is
more and more.
It's weird.
Yeah.
And it's for like, he even notes at some point, he's like, I've never seen managers credited on any album, let alone like 4 or 5 on every album.
Yeah.
And it seems weird. And then also you get these albums that sound extremely, extremely expensive. And then something about this band reeks of mega church, but in rock form. But like mainstream rock form, mega church. It's just unusual. It's just loaded with cash. It has it seems like it has this weird hold on some group. It's just weird. It's a weird band to me.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement. And yeah, I was kind of hoping with age that would go away, but I don't know if it gets worse, but
I don't think it's getting better.
Yeah.
And they're still together. They're going to keep putting out albums for many years, probably. I don't know. Well, they broke up for a little bit and they reunited. But there are moments where I will put all, like, again, I came in here blind. I don't go into any episode hoping to not enjoy. You think I want to fucking not enjoy 100 hours of my life listening to all these albums? Like,
Agreed.
I want to have a good time. Episodes like this make me hate doing the podcast, because people that watch us and hear us, they get the episode. They get the fucking 2-hour max episode. We have to do our daily lives.
And,
I am exhausted from working on a bunch of shit, and I have to force myself to listen to this shit that I don't enjoy, and then actually like put aside my day and take notes objectively. I'm stuck in traffic listening to music I fucking hate because I need to like actually absorb it.
And that doesn't even cover our mental illness.
Also, we're mentally ill. By the way, we're already like in the fucking shit show. So I'm so grateful to the fucking fans of ours that have like, hey, here's Bauhaus, here's Talk.
Yes.
I mean, we talked like at length about them in the last episode. That's why they're fresh. But yeah, here's this weird noise rock band. Here's fucking that stuff is like, oh, thank Christ. Thank Christ.
I think when this...
Sorry, Brian, I'm not shitting on you, but fuck this band.
I think when we started this, we were like, we can tackle the occasional Thrice here and there.
The occasional, right?
When we were wide-eyed optimists.
Bushy-tailed and fucking idiots. But it's like, those also are fine. It's also the fact that this band has 11 albums. So this band has 11 albums, by the way. As of now, they have 11 albums. First one came out in 2000. Last one was last year in 2021. And we are going to talk about every single goddamn one.
I can't believe how much we talked about them without getting into albums. But yeah.
There is... I hope... And this is the first time I've ever hoped this, where we don't have much to say about each album. We can fucking wrap this up in an hour, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I'm going to try.
I think we're going to have plenty to say.
Yeah.
Holy shit. But are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go, everybody. This is the first album. This is 2000's Identity Crisis.
Ooh, I feel like I'm at a backyard gig.
Within 4 seconds of the song, I was like, this is not good. Oh no. Oh no. My stomach sank. Panic set in. I was like, I took a break for like 3 days. Like, I had to rethink the whole podcast.
Oh, yeah. I remember I had to talk you in getting back into it.
This album, I was like, this is the worst music in the world in my brain. This is the worst thing.
I think because I agree that it's real bad, but also I think because I was around it, I've built up a tolerance, more of a tolerance. And dude, this, yeah.
Like, dude, in the past, I've defended emo. I have straight defended emo.
Yeah.
I can't defend this shit.
With the power of hindsight and listening to the whole discography, I would listen to this album over a lot of other ones.
All right.
And I was surprised.
You get the fucking idea.
And yeah, on Wikipedia, they have like stuff with the band saying like they don't. I think this is like their least favorite.
100% their least favorite. By the way, worst least favorite. Fuck this fucking album. Worst of the worst. Up there with the worst of the worst. Fuck this fucking album.
I think that goes back to what you were saying, where like you get mad, and like for me being bored is so.
This changed my whole outlook on this podcast. This fucking album broke me. First album in the discography broke me. There's so many things I could say about why I hate this shit, but okay. First, I'll just say what fucking Kenzer said about it, which is very interesting. He said this in 2009. He said the main reason why we won't play anything off of Identity Crisis is because every song on that record has a part in it that's awful, even if it's a decent song. That's how we see it. Like, all right, fair enough. Like, so every song is bad in my personal opinion. I hate everything on here. What you heard, that's it. That's the whole fucking album. There's nothing there. You could try to bring up some songs as examples, but mostly they just do other tropes of emo, other tropes of pop punk.
There's some blending of metal on here.
Yeah, but in a metalcore way, and that's it's just more emo type stuff to me. Or like if you want to throw screamo as a word in there as well. And another perfect example of how goddamn generic enough the times this album is, the intro to Phoenix Ignition.
Oh, dude, I hate that fucking Kumbaya.
The fucking, the solo acoustic guitar fucking intro.
Which makes sense after learning their Christian boys. Were they always Christian boys, or would that happen later on? Oh, well, maybe not like openly, like in their music. I think that happened like a little on, but like.
But this fucking RX Bandits had shit like that. They also like that. It's just a thing that bands did at this point, and it's just it never does make my skin crawl. But everything in so. I'm throwing so many fucking words out, but it's all because
to what end, Mike?
To what end? Oh, fuck you. Because I'll tell you to what end. The angst on this record is unbearable.
Oh, yeah.
That is the word of the day. Angsty as fuck. For the first 4 albums, it's just angst city. And how much can you take? Because every song is the same mood, the same feel, the same angstiness, the same type of chord structures, the same types of progressions. They all feel like late era They all feel like fucking, they're all just minor key, edgy, angry, angsty. Every fucking song.
Yeah. Yeah. They are young men who just, if you want to know what it felt like in the 2000s, listening to bands trying to be punk and not make there were a lot of bands. I don't know why Thrice broke through, but there were so many bands that sound like this.
You never know why some band will just land. It doesn't really make sense. Well,
there was I believe Dust. There was like a record label around Orange County that he would.
That's right. They're from Irvine. We didn't even talk about their
That's
backstory.
the first red flag. That's the first red flag.
I like Irvine as a city, but I get it. It's got some problems. I think they have their own like fucking special police force there. It's fucking interesting. It's crazy.
Yeah. Orange County is kind of a perfect metaphor for this band.
I do like Orange County, by the way, but it is a very unusual two-faced type of deal. Like LA and Orange County, they're literally a two-faced coin.
I will never understand people who live in beach cities that are so angry. But that's me.
I would call that the kids of those types of parents. That makes a perfect sense because like the best. Sorry, it's Mike talking. If he's gonna reference hardcore punk, some of the absolute best LA punk bands came from Hermosa Beach and beach cities.
That's true.
The absolute best of the best. Like growing up in that kind of town as a kid, especially if you're poor. Oh, forget about it. You're gonna thrash.
I think all those towns have been gentrified. Like a Dog City in Santa Monica, that doesn't exist anymore.
I mean, unless you count
Dog Town, not Dog City.
Oh yeah, unless you just count the regular homeless that are all over Santa Monica.
Yes,
place sucks.
But housing wise,
yes. Yeah. So I mean, we skipped the backstory, but Kenzu and Teranishi, they both knew each other from high school, I think.
Yes.
And then they got fucking brothers Eddie and Riley Breckenridge on bass and drums, respectively.
Riley Breckenridge is one of the whitest names I've ever heard.
It's pretty, yeah. Riley Yeah, you're right. Eddie's. I know a lot of brown Eddies. That's fine.
No, yeah.
But Riley, yeah, and you ain't getting away from that.
Yeah.
Except unless you're counting Riley Freeman from Boondocks, but who is not white. What was it? So, and also interesting, same lineup beginning to end. Rare.
Dude, yeah.
Rare.
These guys must be
tight.
Real tight bros.
Real tight. Back to the album, White Sox.
You did a pretty appropriate job.
But like I gave like a more of a shotgun blast.
Yeah. I think to what end I like the opening guitar riff. There's some attempts at
You're right. It is some good guitar work in the intro, even though the riff is still general.
Yes, there are some attempts at like that Thin Lizzy Iron Maiden guitar harmony stuff, but they're this attempts. Overall, it's a pretty rough song.
Yeah.
I guess if I'm gonna be nice, as the ruin falls is the only. If you're gonna play one song off this album, it's gonna be that.
Dude, that was. So when I didn't know what this band was, I was like, I can't just shit on everything because like I know there's something here that I don't like this genre, but there's something here for people who do. Mm-hmm. That is the one song I was like, all right, that one. I could see why someone would like that one. Yeah. It's angry and heavy. It's one of the better ones. And it's also only 2 minutes. So it really, I guess it helps on that front. But so this is not about the album, but it's about the band. Forgot to mention earlier. And this is the thing that it enrages me to my core that this band is the most commonly considered a post-hardcore band. What the fuck kind of...
I think that's due to their later career and them trying to rebrand themselves into...
They were maybe post-hardcore at one split second and then never again. Mm-hmm. And almost every album is thrown in post-hardcore. And they're called post-hardcore in like press. It's insane to me. Yeah. Post-hardcore is fucking unwound in Fugazi and shit that's, great. I don't know. Oh, goddamn.
But not now. That's later. No, like this album, no one's throwing around.
No one's going in here. But they do call this hardcore punk. And go fuck yourself. This is a fucking an insult to punk. God dang it. I
saw...
I need to fucking stop. I need to stop. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I saw a lot of bands they associated with it brought back some PTSD, like the Ataris and I think Samaya.
Sam.
I was just like, oh my God, I wish this stayed deleted in my head.
Yeah. It was not to be.
I should have timestamped it, but let me tell you.
I'm glad you didn't, dude.
TNC, that's one of the worst guitar solos.
Dude, I mean,
Even though I just put him over as the most interesting part of the band, that guitar solo is
I don't
fucking
find
rough.
the most of the guitar work on here is exactly what you would hear in every emo kind of metalcore type thing, where it's like the lead guitar doing this little dancey arpeggio behind the vocalist singing, and the rest of the rhythm section holding it down. A really prominent arpeggiated thing with the lead guitar going throughout the whole thing, and it gets old. It fucking gets old. Especially if it's like a hallmark like thing of the genre, and every single song does it. I mean, Jesus, man.
It really also, well, I don't know if appreciates the right word, but like looking back on like early Avenged Sevenfold, I was like, I get why those guys blew up, because I think even if I don't like those guys could write music like this that was objectively good.
And even this band, I think there was a couple moments where I'm like, all right, I see it. I'll give you that one. But to blow up like this, I don't understand. It's very unusual to me.
Yeah, I think they had the right connects, knew the right people, and
or they did some cult shit. They fucking know a lot of people, a lot of money. I don't know. I'm making up fucking conspiracy theories, and I want it to catch on.
Yeah, they were not. Did they self-release this, and then it got the attention of Hopeless and Subsidy record producer Louis Posen, and then they would re-release this album on Subsidy.
Okay, yeah, okay. Well, because Green Flag was the original. Was that them?
Or it might have been like a very, very,
very tiny
small
label. Yeah. But anyway, my worst and least favorite, a rough start to the discography. Obviously, it can only get better from here.
No.
You think so.
Well,
but it does.
Kind of.
It does. It definitely does. And it gets different. Who knows? Fuck us. Let's just keep talking. All right. So, you ready?
I'm ready. On to the next one.
Hell yes. This is 2002's The Illusion of Safety.
Also, I don't know if I said it. I think I've heard like 2 or 3 albums going into this. I don't remember if this was one of them, because this was like...
I wasn't turned off by this.
This like made me think of like Refuse.
Yeah. I heard this like, all right, hold on. And then I was out. And then I was done.
Yeah,
this is a good song. I'll give it up for this song.
You guys know how I feel about wiener whiny.
It's a wiener whiny vocal section for sure, but I think they're in terms of like the poppy. I mean, this is pop punk. It's still fun,
but that's shredding.
Good shredding. Yeah. But again, that kind of lead guitar on every song, I'll blow my fucking brains out. So, I do have one timestamp for this song.
Okay.
Because after all of that, I'm like, fuck, they just more whiny bullshit. And then at a minute 45,
we almost just got there naturally.
Here it is.
Hold on. There it is.
I'm also like, all right, this is a new ripple. It's very post metal, kind of post metal.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I see where this can get good. I see how they have it in them. There's a glimmer of hope. I see it.
That's the problem. It's always just little
glimmers.
Like lean into that more.
And that is, along with maybe a couple other moments, the only thing about this album that I enjoy. I hate this album as well. I think it's better than the last one, but not by nearly as much as I was hoping.
I heard Deadbolt so many fucking times.
Really?
As a youth. It was big in my social circles.
Interesting.
Also, I think it like, I don't know what it's actually about, and I wasn't gonna look it up, but I think it like leaned into some of the skateboarding culture, because when you land with your feet, both your feet on the truck part of the skateboard, if you watch skateboarding, Deadbolts.
Oh, interesting.
So I think there was that
That tie-in.
double.
Yeah.
Whether intentional or not, I don't know.
Yeah, all the fancy guitar work in the world isn't going to save that fucking song. I mean, there is fancy guitar in it, but didn't like it. And so I'll start with the things I didn't enjoy.
Yeah,
there are a ton of great riffs, and I would say it's the first actual beginning to end song I legitimately like from the band is A Subtle Dagger.
Yeah, that one. It's also really short though.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yeah. More.
It's less than 2 minutes.
More whiny. Or sorry, metal stuff on there.
Yeah, and it's like legitimately interesting sections, stuff I wasn't expecting. And again, I had to like also that section, that first track, like all right, and then that song because I'm like, oh, maybe this band's good now, maybe. and then not because then you get See You in the Shallows, which is more whiny, annoying emo, and no thank you. I mean, what are the things that so another, it's so fucking angsty, but I'll give it up because it has some moments. A Living Dance Upon Dead Minds, decent main riff. I hate the style, but it has some moments.
To me, the song I'm going to reluctantly give a good song is The Red Death. All these kind of start off the same. I think for the most part, the majority of these songs start off real strong, and then they just go into garbage territory that I'm not a fan of.
The Red Death, I mean, because most of these songs are very short, but that's another short one. That one came and went. I just fucking barely retained it, even after multiple listens.
Trust can go fuck itself, though.
I knew you wouldn't like Trust. I don't like it. I appreciate it because it is the first change of pace on the album. It goes slower, way more mellow. It just like, I like the use of dynamics. I'm glad it's like, okay, it's a different song now. You can't deny that this is a different song than the whiny, angsty shit from, the previous 9 tracks. And then, So Strange I Remember You is like weirdly Red Hot Chili Peppers in the intro with that clean solo guitar.
Because you're from Southern California.
Yeah, you gotta have that really buttery, clean guitar tone that I don't really care for, honestly. But it jumps right into the pop punk. It's not a bad main riff. I don't think it's bad at all. I don't love it at all, but there's enough variety to appreciate. And the closer was a fucking Beltsville Crucible.
I hate it.
I don't think it's offensive. It's probably good if you like pop punk. I actually like the quiet moments, but I mean, overall, it's just the same fucking thing as the rest.
I like the Fast and Furious parts. If you're watching the video,
I wonder why. I wonder why you enjoyed those, Alex. Oh my goodness.
And then, I think the other Where Idols Once Stood. That was the other song I could kind of get behind.
Right. The only thing I really liked about that one were the drums.
There are moments of drumming in here that I'm like, God damn, you're probably real good, but you don't go into the flashy territory too often.
Riley never stuck out to me as doing anything really spectacular ever. And they're all clearly very good, but they're all just so, for better or worse, for us worse, for fans better. They're all so on the fucking same page as each other. Like these are clear. It's clear why they're so tight with each other. Like they are highlighting each other. They are not playing for themselves, and we hate it. So let's move on.
There's a lot to do. Yeah,
I think this next one is probably popular. I'm sure. Let's talk about it. This is 2003's The Artist in the Ambulance.
A little less whining.
A little less, you're right. And it's not a bad song.
This was one of the albums I heard because I had another friend who didn't like them, and he's like, look, you're not gonna like this album, but I promise the production value will get you.
You know why?
Yeah.
Andy fucking Wallace. That's why. We'll talk about it after.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then they're on Island Records, which I think is Universal now.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Get the idea. We're already fucking. We need to wrap this up a little bit.
Also, I don't. Whatever. I'm just gonna give this best.
I
maybe.
Yeah, I get why one would. I
maybe
don't agree.
Maybe if I could bring myself to listen to these albums more often, I could make a case for something else. But it sounds fucking good.
A lot of it does sound good, and
is this a breakout album? I can understand this one, and at least it's kind of interesting, or as interesting as they can get.
They have good moments on here. And I screamed Andy Wallace while the song was playing. Andy Wallace, he's the guy who we talked about him on our System of a Down episode. He mixed basically every good album, every amazing album, every best album of all time.
Yes.
and then this one. But he's done it so fucking many.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
That opening song, once the strings kick in,
so the reason I do like that song actually a lot is because it constantly expands. There is so much shit there.
Also, I feel like it's kind of, it's probably not hard, but it's kind of an unsung thing when the kick drum sounds really good. I love the way the kick drum sounds.
I mean, another song with great drums is All That's Left. I actually don't even love the rest of the song, despite a few cool moments. But I do like the drums a lot. And then, honestly, by that point, even though I actually don't like Under a Killing Moon, and so far we're 1 for 2, or 2 for 1. Yeah, 1 for 2 in terms of bad songs to good songs at the beginning of the fucking album. It's already very clear they are a better band and that things are going in a good direction from this point.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm going to give it up for most of the latter half of the album. I'll give it up for.
There's one point that's on the song Stare at the Sun where I'm like, is that bass or organ? I don't know.
That is a wild bass line on that song.
Dude, yeah, that's a cool bass line.
Very cool shit. I don't like the song. It's still whiny and emo and angsty, and I don't think. And there's a really good section in the latter half of it. Doesn't save the song for me. There's so much I hate about it, even though there is legitimate great stuff on there.
The 1-2 punch of Paper Tigers and Hoods on.
Oh yeah, was it Peregrine?
Yeah, that's probably as good as it's going to get for me.
Those are 2 very good songs. And honestly, I like Dustin Screams. I think he has a good scream. It's he has a strong voice. I not like what he does, but he has a very objectively strong set of pipes.
I wrote weak, whiny bitch vocals so many times on so many songs. I'm not even really going to say it because then this is going to get boring. He's
a good singer whose choices I highly disagree with and damn near hate. You know what? Not even near. I damn hate. Mm-hmm. But Hoods of the Peregrine is, dare I say, rad.
Yes.
It is a fucking great. It has great riffs. It's actually a fucking awesome song.
Yeah, let's say it. Yeah.
Let's just call a spade a spade. Listen, we hate the band. That's a good fucking song.
It's a good ass song.
And honestly, I do like. The fucking violins on the Melting Point of Wax,
dude.
Gorgeous, absolutely
and then,
gorgeous.
Yeah, the shredding on there is actually
insane,
interesting and insane. Instead of where you said it was just kind of beating you over the head on earlier albums, I think.
Great writing, great leads on that one. Mm-hmm. It's insane. There's a lot of good shit on here. By the end of it, I was like, this is actually so what this was to me, or is to me, is a really good album from a genre I fucking hate. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry, but I still fucking hate it. But here's the thing. As I said countless times in the past, I don't care what the fucking genre is. If I can be changed. I can be convinced. I can be swayed. And I knew these guys can convince me. This isn't the album to do it. Mm-hmm. This isn't it. I still hate this fucking shit. I appreciate it, but I'm not going to go back to this.
And then what seems to be a common trend for me is not liking title tracks no matter what.
It blows. It fucking blows.
Maybe the worst song on here?
Emo dog shit. It's awful.
Bad.
It's bad.
Real bad, especially because, 3 out of 4 songs going into that are real strong. So
Yeah, it's I do prefer the second half of this, but even then it still has a few flubs. Like the closer, "Don't Tell Him You Won't Ask," I think is more the same. It's not terrible, but I mean, and this is the first time I'll say it, but I wrote this maybe more than any other thing on these notes, more than any other episode that we've done. Not that great. Cool outro though. This band has the most cool outros, but shitty songs than any band I've ever heard in my entire life.
I think I was so like the songs would get to me so much that if I noticed a cool outro, it was
what?
I just like didn't
even notice it.
Yeah,
I was so like the way I listen to music in general is like if I notice something, I immediately like, all right, what's this? Mm-hmm. And it kind of like regain my hope of like maybe something's changing, something else is going to happen. And without giving too much away, there was a long dry spell where I was actually counting how many albums it would take for me to actually stop and go like, hey, what was that? That's how long it goes without anything good happening for me. But this wasn't it. This wasn't that. This was actually, this is a good album. It's a good album for insanely emo shit. Alex is best.
But kind of despite
default. Shit. But
I will not be listening to any of these albums ever again.
Nor will I, but I didn't think I would be coming back to this one regardless. Also, I get it.
I will say that at the time I was like, okay, if my friends like this, whatever. Whatever. But then, we got something to tackle right now.
Oh yeah. But we are moving on. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
This is hold on. I can say this right because I know how to say it, but I just want to double check. So I'm going to buy time, pretend that I'm doing something important. And bam, remember how to say it. Okay, here we go. This is 2005's Vheissu.
I made the mistake of looking up the lyrics to the song.
Shouldn't have did that. Why? What were they about?
Oh, well, I thought maybe it's just like about being punk rock kids. It's about being fucking Christian.
Hey, honestly, it's like I said before, that's pretty punk rock these days. It's not popular.
No, get the fuck out of here.
I'm sticking by it. I don't like it. But it is not popular, and that is punk as fuck. I stand by that. Having said all of that, though, I don't hate this song near as much as I thought I should. Because I hate this fucking chanting the fucking song title type thing. But I don't think it's bad, though.
I feel like a band that...
Now it's better. Sorry. But because this feels reminiscent of stuff I like. It's not quite reminiscent of stuff but go on. Sorry.
I think a band that does this better, and they were rewarded for it, was Rise Against. Like, if I'm going to listen to shit like this, which very, very rarely, I'm going to go Rise Against.
All right.
There's a reason they're an arena rock band now, and Thrice is Thrice.
Well, they got their cult. So, even though we just heard a couple of the same old sections, that song does have a lot of changes as it goes on, and I think it has really good arrangements. Best. And this is an album that I didn't think I would ever give best. Say it. Say something.
Least favorite.
All right. So, I think this is the best album. I think
Mike.
And here's the thing. I don't love this. I'm not going to go back to this. And I was what this was to me.
You have 3 or 4 albums that would have been acceptable.
And I'll explain, Alex. If you listen,
okay.
Alex.
I'm sorry. I hate it so much.
So I actually enjoyed this album in a weird way because what this is the ultimate potential album to me. This was the ultimate potential album because one, it is still emo. It is still super emo, but
there was so many moments where it goes past that, it goes heavier, it goes brutal, it goes unexpectedly, it goes melodic, that you could tell they want to get out of that. They're like, all right, we're getting tired of the emo shit. We're still in it. We're still going to sing kind of whiny for most of it, but we want to dabble. And the dabbling was like, the dabbling is like, I was like, oh shit, this is interesting. I didn't see that. I did not see the song going that way. Most of the songs I never see where they're going, which is the only time in the entire discography that happened. And even though I hate emo, just like I couldn't really get into the last album, even though I appreciate that it's a good emo album, this one, as the great Thin Lizzy, a much better band once said, you got to give it up.
No.
You got to give it up.
No. I mean, yeah, I know you don't care about lyrics, but
Oh, the lyrics did it for you. I fucking knew it would happen at some point.
yeah,
Fuck lyrics, dude. They only get in the way.
yeah, the religious overtones are too much for me on this album. I mean, they do things that are interesting, like Between the End and Where We Lie.
One of the most absolute gorgeous intros in opening sections.
They're dabbling in some electronic stuff there. That's
Fucking, like, I would say damn near brilliant. Like how they got that sound. The vocals definitely take a bit away. I'm gonna tell you right now, the rest of the song dragged the whole experience down so hard.
Yeah, it does.
But the fucking beginning is so angelic that I'm like, at least it's in the beginning and not in the middle or the end.
I will. Another nice thing. Well, I guess I have a few. Music Box. They
Beautiful.
Actually successfully worked in a music box, which, if you listen to our Coco Rosie episode,
They are tacky. Coco Rosie is one of the tackiest bands I've ever heard.
and then the last thing I like is like Moths.
To Flame.
I don't know if I've ever heard an acoustic guitar part with 16-note drums used like that together.
It is it's post metal. That's
It's
a
unique.
lot of post metal
It's
shit
unique.
there. Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, I mean, even though the mood of that song is the same as the rest of them, it's starting to wear on me by that point in the album. The fact of like, oh, they're not shying away from really, really low tuned guitars and really heavy, and then Dustin's screams, like, he has good guttural screams when he fucking pushes
What
it.
he wants to.
Exactly.
He also has little bitch screams on Hold Fast Hope.
Hold fast. Well, hold on, fast hope. I like it. You're right. I mean, they are pretty bad.
Still there.
But that fucking fuzzy, slidey bass rules. Love that. And especially the guitar tone on there, they're super clangy and angry, which is not a thing we get from them very often. Love me some clangy guitars. You don't get too many clangy guitars in this band.
No. Maybe if the lyrics were about something else.
You don't like Hope, Alex? You don't like Holding Fast for Hope?
No.
You're right. Hope is stupid for the week. You're right.
My hatred of Christian rock blinded me.
None of this registered as Christian rock to me. Not even a little bit.
It is.
No, I don't mean lyrically. I mean musically.
It's the only one that is labeled as such, although there's another album where I feel like they come back to it really heavy. And it's this one of the most off-putting things in the world to me.
And that is why I don't give a fuck about lyrics, because they will never hinder my experience of music. That's how pure, quote unquote, I am with this shit. Because like,
unless it's Creed's "Can You Take Me Higher," that's the only Christian.
that's the exception, huh?
That's the exception. That guitar riff fucking rules. Wish Thrice would take me higher.
Alex Scott stabbed me in the back. Wonderful pianos for Miles, I think. They almost have like a very classical feel to it. And I do mean classical, like the era of classical, not so much romantic or Baroque or anything. It's very classical. I kind of love it, honestly. And you know what? It might be my favorite fucking Thrice song. Maybe that's a little bit much, but I do like it a lot. And the outro is absolutely incredible. Twisted and brutal. It's fucking great.
I did add 4 Miles on one of my picks. So
it's great song.
I don't know about all time, but yeah, I guess one of their stronger ones.
Absolutely. I think without question one of their best songs in their entire fucking discography. It's because it has the juxtaposition of like the pretty and heavy, which is not exactly original or anything, but the extremes. This band doesn't dabble in extremes. Those are the extremes, and it's the thing. It gave me hope. Like these guys are fucking with some brutal stuff. They're actually going hard. Wonder where they're gonna go next. So this was like, it was a good time. I had a good time because it gave me hope, which is gay, by the way. I said hope is bad, stupid. All right, we're sticking with that.
Hold fast hope.
Hope is stupid, but. It was also like it proved that they can write something interesting, and that was at least a little bit original, and going in a direction that was actually it wasn't well worn, you know. Emo and post metal is not a thing that are often combined. So at least like, holy shit, that's something else. And it's honestly the only album I think is consistent. The only one, even though I still don't like Of Destinations at all. And I think Red Sky is a ridiculously whiny closer.
I think one more album is I actually do think a lot of albums are consistent for what they're going for. It's just not my cup of tea ever. Rarely.
It's hard. Especially toward the end, I'm trying to put myself in the mindset of someone who would enjoy this. But even then, every single, what I consider a consistent album is something that is constantly making it so the album feels fresh with every track. And when every song is the same fucking song, basically, there's no way. And this is weirdly diverse. This is a really diverse sounding record.
These are people who did the skinny jeans and maybe some color in their hair, and then they went through their EDM phase, and I'm surprised this band doesn't have an EDM album.
They almost did.
And they became like hipsters who are into craft beers and all that.
There are still some manly men left who like craft beers, but the image has been tainted. I think the image has been.
Let me just say, I have nothing against craft beer.
I don't like beer in general, but I'm saying like
no.
The image of it has been tainted by the wusses. I think
it has, but yeah, I was just trying to paint an image of like. I think also because I saw one of these people at a brewery working, and I was like.
You saw Dustin Kenzu at a brewery?
He might as well have been.
Oh shit! But my best, and honestly, this is like I think this is one of the. I think I read a quote later on in Tom's notes where Dustin says that there's a lot of fans that wish they would go back to this type of thing, and they're specifically referencing this album. And this is like, I'm not going to go back to this, but I do think it's like, this pulled me out of my hatred of emo into like, oh, now this is how you do that. This is how you get someone who's not a fan of the genre to enjoy it.
Yeah, and I guess, they're riding the wave of the artist in the ambulance, and like, I don't know if they would get more popular than this. I don't know what kind of venues they do these days.
I'm sure they do theaters. Yeah, I'm sure they do theaters just fine. But this is my best. I think it's the most consistent and most interesting. Maybe the most consistent. I'm not going to say the most interesting because they do some interesting shit. Even though I don't like it or love it, but I do think this is one that is good for non-fans of emo who are open, like me. So check it out if you feel like, or don't care, really. Let's just move on.
If you're like me, you take your Christian rock elsewhere, mister.
Alex's least favorite, which is a lovely little aligning of hatred and enjoyment there. Oh boy, oh yeah. But we're on to the biggest douchebag concept couple of albums that we've covered on the podcast, for sure. I mean, have we covered a douchier concept album?
Maybe. Probably.
Honestly,
probably. And yeah, This is what, like, I think I was like, maybe like in real time, maybe they'll turn it around. And then I heard about these albums and I'm like, you're just, all right, let's intro it.
So this is a 4-part concept album split into 2 albums.
Thankfully, they're not like
They're not.
They don't go over an hour.
They're like 50 minutes each, which is still too long. But it's 2 albums, 4-part concept album based on Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm kidding, of course, but it is based on Fire, Water, Air, and Earth, which is. I mean, just watch Avatar if you want to enjoy yourself more. Sorry, all right, I'm sorry.
There's a band who did this concept better, and
Who did?
Mastodon.
They did all elements?
Yes, and I fully believe. I have no proof. I just believe in my heart of hearts that they heard Mastodon say that, and then they.
There's no way they copied Mastodon. They're nowhere even in the same ballpark or the same fucking.
Leviathan
league.
was pretty fucking huge.
That was. I thought it was just. I mean, I consider that Moby Dick more than Water.
It's so. Mastodon, like before they even
Let's talk about Mastodon for a second.
Let's talk about Mastodon, which I love to do.
Yeah.
They were very open before it was even finished that their first 4 albums were going to represent the elements.
I know Fire was
Their first album, Remission.
Remission. I was going to say Emission, but close enough.
Then you got Water with Leviathan. And then you have Earth,
the Holy Mountain
with Blood Mountain.
I'm just thinking of fucking Jodorowsky. Oh, all right. Ignore me. Listen to Alex.
And then you have Air with Crack the Sky.
I get it. I see it now.
They were very open about this.
Yeah.
Even before, I think even maybe before Blood Mountain, but for sure by the time they were like, our next, we're going to do this like 4 album thing.
And you know what? Arguably, they're more douchey about it. Because not counting Remission, the other 3 are isolated concept albums on their own.
Yeah.
Leviathan is about Moby Dick or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the rest are all these like, fantastical, whimsical fantasy stories. I don't know. They're interesting. But this is just like, no, these are about things about air. These are things about water. And it's also another thing before we jump into them, they are... Because we have to address it, each volume or whatever, each element is a different genre, which I personally think is a very tacky thing to do.
I think it could work with a more talented band. I think they kind of fall on their face.
I think no, I get that entirely, but I think the notion of let's split this one album into 2 halves is a very flawed concept if you want a good flowing album. And that is where we're going to lead into. This is the first part of the 2. This is the Alchemy Index volumes 1 and 2.
Fire and Water.
Fire and Water. Now I'm going to shit on everything I said by saying this song rules.
My problem is none of these songs made me think about fire.
No, not even close.
I had to slip in the Blood Brothers. Fire. At least that makes me think about fire.
Can't fucking ignore it, really. But this is fucking heavy shit. This is fucking rad. And now I like his voice. I like his voice.
Dare I say ISIS-like at times.
If not, like, he's a better vocalist than Aaron Turner, for sure. Aaron Turner's not a good singer.
Say that.
Aaron Turner's a better everything else. This guy's a better vocalist, for sure. And this song rules. Even those effects in the background, they're really like, really abrasive and so cool. Also, odd time signature.
Yeah.
They're full post-metal right here. Yeah. All right. Let's talk a little bit about this thing.
Yeah, and even though I don't think they like fully execute on this concept,
not at all.
This to me is like their most interesting
personal favorite.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, this is easily, and this is the album that was essentially the beginning of the end. This is the beginning of the end album, and so the Fire volume, the first 6 tracks are their best 6 songs I think they've ever done.
I don't like Burn the Fleet.
You like Burn the Fleet?
No, but I do agree that it's some song or strong.
Burn the Fleet is the only moment of levity on the first half. It is the pop. It's more poppier. It's standard rock. It's what it did for me was it took the place of the angsty, whiny shit, and it's like, oh, if we're just gonna swap that out for this, I'm on board. Hell yeah. But everything else is brutal, heavy post metal, and it's done well.
The Flame,
A Deluge.
That's my favorite Thrice song ever.
Doom. It goes full doom. It's fucking doom metal.
Yeah, that's why I like it.
And it's actually good. And guess what? It's a 3.5 minute doom song.
But yeah, the issue I have with this Fire, like, even though there's some strong, heavy moments on here,
yes,
not once do I think about Fire, really.
I don't give a fuck. And that's why I'm so glad I don't care about these because honestly, I'm trying to fucking forget that this thing has a concept at all because it's so sloppy and I don't know what's the word, fucking sophomorish. Is that if I want to use an asshole word like that? It feels like it's the same thing you think of when you think of fucking Neutral Milk Hotels and Frank.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, you were in high school and you thought about the elements. Okay,
it's very shallow. It'd be one thing if there was like elements and then something more going on, but it's really just
the elements.
Yes,
you're better off watching Avatar. Sorry, but The Messenger,
Fifth Element,
or no, that's a hell of a movie.
That was a good ass movie.
Hell of a film. The Messenger is the first time we start getting some electronic elements, and it's it's great. I like it a lot. It's also a great bit more energetic than the opener, which is it's a great quality for a follow up second track. And then what was it? What is it? The Arsonist is where I was like, okay, this band is winning me over.
Yeah,
I think I'm a fan of this band.
Maybe yeah.
That song was like, all right, I'm a fan of the band. And then we get to side 2, Water. Which is
there's some cool stuff, but
couple. It's what it is it's just full electronic.
Yeah,
it's electronic.
I didn't feel very strongly about it, but yeah, like Digital Sea is very much them.
That one's fine.
That's kind of them trying to do like the Deftones thing.
There's a few moments where you see them trying to do some Deftones, and it's not as good as Deftones, I would say. But Digital Sea, I think, is cool. It's even a little bit dancey. It's better than you'd expect, I think. But
Open Water, I'm all for this like kind of Bjork soundy stuff going on, which I wasn't expecting.
It's all ambient electronic stuff. I didn't like Open Water. I really hate Lost Continent. I think it's boring as shit. And it's the first time, but it won't be the last where they completely rip off Radiohead with The Wailer. I mean, good God almighty. Certain times they just want to be Radiohead.
I think that song is made worse because it's right after Night Diving. And I think Night Diving is arguably strong song.
I don't mind it. I think it's actually quite soothing. I think it's good driving music.
And then like that's just like you're like, oh shit, okay, I'm ready, and then The Wailer just falls flat on.
Hurts.
Also, if you're gonna sing about whales, like I said earlier, you
just listen to fucking one of the most brutal albums ever, which is Leviathan, which is not exactly.
You're already ripping them off, and even though there's no
evidence, we all got the elements. We could all talk about the elements. Yeah.
But also, I'm already thinking about Leviathan. The album came out already, and then you got a Wailer song. You better bring the ruckus.
They lost the ruckus, couldn't find it, never brought it back.
Yeah, and even though this isn't the ruckus side, but in terms of electronic, dreamy stuff, you better.
I don't mind the closer, Kings Upon the Main. I think it's got really nice production. It's more of the same electronic moodiness, but at least it feels a little different. But, I mean, really, this is a fucking flawed concept. And I don't mean the elements. I mean, like I said earlier, splitting your album into two completely different halves and this is the most important part, ridiculously different energy levels.
I think
Two different bands, essentially. It might as well be a split comp or split LP, whatever.
I don't know. I think a more talent. Well, I think a better band could pull it off.
I haven't heard it done where it's this dichotomized. Like if it's two concepts in one, or two crazy genres in one, but you're interweaving them and you're finding a way to make the album flow as a whole. Mm-hmm. This is just, you think this album's one thing, and then all right, now you got a new band, and now you got it's basically two EPs,
pretty much.
And if it were EPs, Fire would be best and personal favorite. By far, like those. I might actually consider, I'm not going to, but I would consider going back to this band if it was just that. Again, just those first 6 songs.
This is where the, I'm all for the bang for your buck. You like the flow, the overall.
Yeah, the whole entity. So I think it's a flawed fucking album, but with, their best songs on it. It's insane. And at this point, I was like, I didn't know it was the beginning of the end. But by the next album, I was like, oh, they're done. They're done. The band's done. But here I was like, they have more potential. They can go anywhere.
They could go anywhere.
I sure hope they go in the direction I like, and they don't.
They win a match Dragons and whoever else does music like that.
Yeah. So my personal favorite, just for the first 6 songs, and they are really formidable. They are formidable songs. They are fucking great. But the rest is, it's water, I guess. Water under my bridge at this point. But now for the second half. Here we go, everybody. This is 2008's The Alchemy Index, volumes 3 and 4.
Aaron Earth.
Aaron Earth.
You got some volume over there?
Yes, we do.
Oh, this takes a while.
I didn't read about this, but I will... I guess I can kind of put them.
Yeah.
I guess I got a little bit of Dustin quotes here. Woke up to a brand new skyline.
I think this song takes a little bit to get going, but I think it's a good song.
I don't like it because I think it's confused in an uneven song, but boy does it have some fantastic sections in there.
I got a timestamp if we don't get to it.
I hope so, because the good parts are just really exceptional.
Whoa!
Oh, did it again.
God damn it.
Every episode is going to do it now.
I really wish. I feel awful. Should I just...
Yeah, just continue where we left off. There we go. Except that was actually part of the song. I'm like, oh, that's a crazy band, too.
Yeah.
Kind of annoying. All right, I guess we're not listening to it.
Let me... I wish I knew. I'm on the Wi-Fi. I don't know why this is happening.
Let's try it with my phone. Yeah. I've never had that issue ever. So let's
No, I'm going.
Only for the timestamp though. Let's see. All right, you can try it again. We ain't done, folks.
We ain't done. Let me go to a minute 30 here to redeem myself. Also, personal favorite.
Oh shit! All right, well let's keep going.
Yeah. Okay. A 1:30 mark it up.
All right. Now.
This is fucking awesome.
It is fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. Crank it. Give me one more.
It's a quieter.
Yeah.
Do this every single time.
Yep.
Just record the same song over and over again. I don't give a shit.
Does it feel like ISIS? Yes, it does. But it's a little bit prettier. There's a little bit of personality to it. There's a little bit of, dare I say, uniqueness that the band normally doesn't have.
I don't even fucking go to that. ISIS well works better for them than going to like the Deftones well or whatever other fucking bands we compare them to.
All right. We got the idea there. So your personal favorite. Now this was the beginning of the end for me. When I heard it first, I was like, oh no, all right, they're going in a direction that's not brutal post metal. Why is it your favorite?
I I just think the air sections are real pretty, real nice. This went down the easiest for me. And let me tell you, the earth parts, they went fucking country.
Yes, they
and
did.
in my head, I had this idea of what I thought Thrice doing country would sound like.
Yes.
And they only did it in one song.
Which one is that?
What was my least favorite? Or actually, no, the last 2 tracks kind of fucking suck.
Yes, they do.
But Moving Mountains, I think they fucking pull it off.
I don't like it. I didn't care for it. It's just I find it to be dark, edgy folk, and that's what it is.
It is, but I think
I can see why it would work for some.
I think you have like the earth isn't humming, the banjos.
That song does rule.
It's kind of an epic folk song, and I wish there was this nothing but banjo on that song. But I'm still
So what that song is that I think is really important, interesting to note out. Really, honestly, The Earth Isn't Humming is their last post-hardcore song. Because I mean, it's acoustic.
Yes.
But the types of it's like what you think of when you hear like the fucking the bootlicker
yeah.
from Melvins. This is not the Melvins. They are much better. Where it's like, oh, these are just Melvin songs, but with no distortion. It's a heavy post-hardcore song, but with just acoustic guitars.
Yeah. I will say, even though it's in the air section, a song for Millie Michelson.
Oh yeah. It's actually
There's like a Western vibe to it. It's
it's not bad. I thought I'd hate that one. Didn't hate it. And also, I don't mind Daedalus either.
that one's, I think, one of the more boring songs.
It is. It's so fucking low energy, but I can't. Something about me can't say it's bad. It's really well done. The guitar tone is insanely bluesy. It's like Stevie Ray Vaughan bluesy level. But there's a lot of good moments, a lot of interesting moments. Again, low energy. It's not my thing. I'm not gonna go back to it, but it's just something there.
Yes, and I think Silver Wings is like their best electronica song. Like it's good. I do think though, if we're being nitpicky about what elements sound like what, I do think there is like an overlap of air and water where
It sounds more like it should have been on the last record.
Yeah, they're a little interchangeable here, but
For sure. And it's the only song in this record that sounds like that. One last thing I want to mention about this one is Digging My Own Grave, which it's got that saloon piano and stand-up bass. Sultry and dark. I don't think it's that original, but it's novel, and I think it's well done.
yeah. Also, another song with some old-timey piano, and it works for me, The Lion and the Wolf.
That is one dramatic as fuck track right there.
It's a pretty fucking somber essay.
I couldn't say it was awful. It just made my eyes roll.
It is also funny how the Mastodon Juvenile Elemental theme EPs as albums is what I think is their most interesting.
It's our favorites, and we
is.
use those as like examples before starting this episode. Like, oh, they made these fucking things.
Fucking jamokes.
So the reason why they bothered me is not just the fact that they're split into halves, which I think is a weird thing to do for an album. It's like inherently they're saying we could do it all. I'm sorry, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't do it all. God damn it. Maybe some people can. In fact, many people can. I just don't think they can.
They like to dream big, but maybe some different people with the guitar player could have pulled it off, but not this group. Also, out of morbid curiosity, I looked up when Mastodon released their albums. So Blood Mountain came out in
2006, right?
Yeah, so it had been known.
I guess. Carcass Sky didn't come out until 2009, right?
But they were like, they were like,
I don't think these guys were copying Mastodon. You know why?
I think like you said, I think they copy a lot of people, but they do it in a way that's like,
The reason why I think they didn't is because
I think they would sound a lot more like these guys have no problem sounding exactly like other bands.
Yes. And I think that's like they pick and choose these things where it's like, oh, well, you took this concept from this band who's blowing up, but it doesn't sound like it. So
I don't think, because I think it's general enough to be like, it's just the element. It's not like this profound thing of a story of a thing.
Sure.
Whereas you can make that argument, and you did make the argument pretty well on the RX Bandits, where one album sounds a lot like Volta, and it was like right around the time Volta is blowing up. That makes sense.
yeah.
This is just a concept, and it's very broad. And like I said before, I don't think it's a very inventive concept, even for Mastodon. That's why I think that
Going deeper into the
Moby Dick
fantasy,
is far more of an interesting concept than Water. But so I think this is where these albums are where Teranishi starts producing the albums. Mm-hmm. I mean, sounds good.
Yeah,
obviously, they all sound really good.
Yeah, they learned a lot.
This is what Dustin said about these records. He says, the Alchemy Index was meant to be a weird side project we were trying to do because it was strange and exciting. Then when we started to work on it, it became the thing. It takes everything we did in Vheissu and pushes it out to different limits. I do think the process of doing that was very unique in terms of setting a much broader trajectory of where we could go in the future. Hey, right? Doesn't it do that?
It does do that.
With a beautiful, sweet, bitter irony in that. Oh my God. They really picked one lane after this album and they fucking stuck to it.
And that lane is perplexing.
It sure is. You ready to move on?
Yeah.
To the next fucking 5 albums. I can't believe we're not.
I wish they stayed. Stood. Broken.
I wish they died. I didn't wish that. I'm kidding. They go to heaven. It's okay. So, next album. Here we go, everybody. The beginning of a whole thing. This is 2009's Beggars.
Also, getting a little. I was like, okay.
Yep.
Okay, Daryl. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Some nice, really busy drums there.
I was like, we're not going back. Oh, shit. We went back.
So this is their Muse song, basically.
I fucking wrote that.
Yeah. Hey, I hope you like Muse because they just heard them once and decided, yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that now. Like, how much of a Muse thing is it to go the?
That 100% is.
Oh my God. I mean, they really got the budget locked on that.
And I was like, maybe it's this one song. That's Muse to a T.
Yep. It's objectively nice. It's not a bad song.
But there's someone else. Yeah.
Don't do that and just not give credit.
It would be, yeah. And yeah, I was like, maybe it's this one song, and objectively, it does sound nice.
Not a bad song.
But then Light comes on.
I don't even hate it. It's just not innovative. It's not. So now they're just a regular alt rock band. That for some reason keeps getting called post-hardcore.
We get that on Double Speak.
Fuck that song,
dude. It's generic.
I mean, there's a cool section in there with some dirty bass for sure, but that's not to say the whole thing.
I think the title track's actually good though. It's just buried.
Really? I think so. I was getting fucking Strokes vibes from that.
Really?
Yeah, mostly in like the vocals. Mostly the like.
There's better than Muse.
You know how every Strokes song has that layer of distortion over the vocals?
Yeah.
There's some of that.
Yeah.
It just felt like, I'm not saying they're ripping on there, but you know what I will say?
Huh.
Cool outro though.
Cool. Yeah,
cool
that
outro.
song feels like a holdover from the last album.
Yeah.
That could have been on, or whatever you want, whatever.
Yeah, whatever volume. So I don't like. Okay, so oh man, all right.
This is the least boring of the butt rock, generic rock era.
I think it's the second least.
Second least, okay.
Yeah. Because I'm okay with a couple songs. I don't really like anything on here except for like the first
2 tracks. And Exile is fine. It's simple. It's not too bad. It has some moments. It has some moments of not so greatness, but I think it's decent. Circles is where, okay, now we're Radiohead again. Hope you like Radiohead again. We're Radiohead again.
The problem is Radiohead's such a fucking high bar.
It's a high bar, but it's also like, you know what they do. They've been doing it for a long time. If you try to do their style of thing, everyone is going to immediately jump to one of the biggest bands in the world.
Yes.
Like, it's ripped from someone like Led Zeppelin. It's different from someone who's unknown. All right, just fucking be smart about it, for fuck's sake. And it's just tacky to me. I keep saying that word, but a lot of this band is like, well, let's try something like this now, and it's transparent. It's like,
they should just fucking stick with what works for them.
Well, they did, I guess, with this album. They fucking stayed, because they're going to be this forever. This is basically their new thing that they're not going to change from.
I mean, this isn't full on butt rock the way.
I think it's pretty close, though.
It's close, but there's still some interesting things. And the thing that perplexes me about that is, like, does radio in Middle America even play these fucking songs? Like, what is the whole point of going into this genre when you have your following, your little fucking Vans Warped Tour people who are now awful adults?
Well, Dustin addresses that very thing.
Oh, okay.
Well, what he says about this, first of all, apparently this album got leaked 3 months before release, which is a real pain in the ass.
I didn't even know people were still leaking albums.
2009?
Yeah. Did we have streaming services?
No.
Yet?
No.
We're like on the cusp.
I was like 17 in 2009 or something. Yeah, there's no way. He said he didn't get mad over it though, which seems pretty cool. But he says about the the band becoming this thing. He says, with almost every record we've been like, should we change our name because the records have been different? Actually, the funny thing is that this might be the first time we didn't say that. This time we were like, whatever, we're just doing our thing now. So apparently this is like them. This is their true form.
Which
like,
is fucking.
And explains the blend. I mean, it's like if it took them experimenting with better music to get. I mean, it's not that this is bad. It's just every fucking song feels the same, and it's gonna feel the same for the next 5 albums. Like, there's no like this one. Maybe once in a while you'll get like, oh, this song is a little bit more happy than the rest, but otherwise it's the same exact types of songs.
It again getting a little head. It's also so wild to break up or go on hiatus forever. And just like, yeah, we're gonna double down on this.
Yeah, it isn't. Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. He also noted about how fans want to not hear this shit. He says, I say a fair amount of people who want us to go back to Vheissu didn't like it when the record came out. I just don't get it. I do get that people are nostalgic for things, but I think they confuse nostalgia for good music, like that they can coincide. I can have nostalgia for something pretty awful, but it's because I liked it at a certain point in my life and I still have a fondness for it. Hey, buddy, this album blows. That one's better. I'm sorry. I have no nostalgia. This is the first time fucking hearing it. I don't know who am I to say. Don't listen to me. But he does now address the Jesus stuff.
I'm sure it's probably been addressed.
Wow, it is. First time we've got it in an actual written form. At least this album, when this album came out, this is 2009.
I didn't even dig because I'm like, it's gonna piss me off.
It's very reasonable, I would say. It's not a thing I agree with, and I think it's a little bit hoity-toity, but he's not shoving it down your throat. He says, I try to write in a way.
Except on 2 albums.
Not if you ignore them. He says, I try to write in a way that anyone can appreciate the lyrics and hopefully be challenged by them or is made to think, all right, go fuck yourself. He says the basic parameters of the song are the same as the gospel, so whether or not you think it's true, you understand because the story still has power. So it seems like he's trying to go in like... teach the lessons of the story without like not necessarily saying, oh, you have to listen to it
because of this underlying belief. Like a lot of the stories of the Bible are good stories with good lessons, even if you don't buy into like the product or whatever the fuck.
There's sodomy, there's murder.
Yeah, those are great fucking stories. What do you think I'm talking about? Those are the ones I'm talking about.
Fantasy. It rains frogs and
you're talking about Old Testament. I'm talking about New Testament is the one with like the be good to your neighbor stuff.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I don't know the difference.
And Christians, Jews, Old Testament, Christians, New Testament. That's basically the thing. Jesus is all New Testament stuff. Yeah, there's stuff you can get from both of them. Old Testament is like great for metal, really.
Charlton Heston movies.
Really great art comes from Old Testament stuff. It's very obviously fire and brimstone. It's very fucking cool and interesting and brutal. And the New Testament is more like philosophy, and it's what. Like before, this is going to history lesson, but before Christianity rose and religion became like this moral, centerpiece, it was philosophy. Like you got all your like treat your neighbor this way, fucking live your life. All that was from philosophy, and then it kind of got intertwined with religion, and then whatever the fuck history happened, and we are here today. But I get his point. I don't think he's that good at it. I don't think he's that, good of a songwriter or anything.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, obviously I don't think they're good. But then also I think because who they hang out with and effort to donate proceeds to like not because they could be donating to crazy like mega churches, which but they don't. So I'm just like, you know what? They're probably the type of Christians you want to deal with.
Yeah, like even if you hate Dave Mustaine, he's like a good Christian. Like by that I mean like he believes what he believes. But he's like I don't talk about it. Like you're not interested. I'm not here to preach. It's I like it for me. And that's those. Like I said at the very beginning, those are the just good people in general. Like people that you like. Okay, yeah, you like you keep your shit to yourself because not everybody wants to be converted. These guys seem the same way. Like they don't seem like fucking nut jobs. At least regarding that. Maybe regarding their fucking paywall. I'm still not over that paywall, dude. Shit.
I think I'm over it because there's this.
It's just so weird.
It's everything's weird.
Like at least if they had a Patreon, we'd be like, oh, okay, there's another thing with a Patreon. But it's a weird, like your website. It's odd. You calling them the Alliance?
Yeah, let's fucking read about you in Google or something.
Anywhere else. But
Wikipedia.
That is the first of the many. We are on to the next of the many. These are all released on Vagrant, right? All of them?
No, Epitaph.
Oh, Epitaph is the last two, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but this next one is going to be on Vagrant. This, everybody, came out I'm tired, sorry, 2011. This is Major Minor.
Okay, maybe we're back. Maybe.
Probably not.
No.
You were built for blessing, but you only make them bleed. You don't care. You don't care.
I'm sorry, I can only sing like a whiny bitch or generic rap. I got two modes. You get a pick.
I liked him on Fire. He sounded great on Fire. This blows. Oh, I'm hurt, dude. I'm hurting real bad. All right, I can't, dude. That song's fucking so generic. Oh my god.
Worse.
All right, I'm okay. I am so okay with that, dude.
Worse.
This is the worst of all like this era for sure.
Also, this one I gave worse without looking into the lyrics, and then I look and this. I would say this is the other real preachy, Christian-y.
I just think the songs stink, dude.
I mean, the song's real bad
the
too.
songs are pretty bad.
It's yeah.
This is produced by David Schiffman. Fucking, he's done Janet Jackson, Jamiroquai,
Jamiroquai's the only thing that matters. She don't
Marilyn
need to-
Manson, Anna Flag, Alanis Morissette, Red Hot Chili Peppers. A lot of stuff I don't fucking like, but
virtual insanity.
so this album is truly awful.
Talk about Jamiroquai.
Way more. It turned the fucking episode in a different direction. I'll tell you that. So
These
what's
are bad.
what's good on here?
The drums on blind. What? Sorry,
Which one are you talking about?
Hold on,
Focus
hold
on the
on.
big screen right here.
Yeah, thank you. Blinded. Those
Blinded.
I like those drum. You know what? I'm gonna play a little bit because it's at the beginning and it goes downhill real quick.
Right on. It should. Yes, it does. It sure does.
It's like a bad Polvo riff. If Polvo was a bad band, which they are not, they are a very good band. That is good drums.
Like no one asked for that. You didn't have to do that. And that's it. That's all you need here.
Yeah, that's about it. I don't like any song here, but there are things that I did note as like, all right, I'll give something. I don't mind some of the riffs sort of in Blur.
Blur's the best song on the album.
It's got some moments. I think it definitely feels just like the rest, but it got a couple moments. The other thing, the first riff I legitimately like on the whole album. Anthology.
I don't even though it's towards the end, I don't.
It is the song.
Yeah.
Is still whiny and lame.
Yeah.
But the song, it also has a little, like I said before, hinted at earlier, a tinge of happiness. So at least it feels kind of different in an album that has nothing but fucking emotional, angry rock.
Because Blur is a good song, and then Words in the Waters is absolute dog shit.
Oh my God, is it bad? I mean, it's drivel.
It's real fucking bad. And then, I'm looking for something to get me out of that. And then I just look at the title of track 9. I already fucking know.
Listen through me.
I wonder who me is. I wonder who.
Through me.
I wonder. So, fuck those two songs. Call it in the air. What is that? Some sort of basketball, some sort of alley-oop?
Kobe. It's back. It's again more of the emotional rock, but without a single fucking memorable riff. Dude, it's one of in the bigger, heavier section. It almost has a good riff in it. That song almost has a good riff.
It gets close.
It gets close, but even that big section feels neutered and predictable. I mean, oh holy shit! Like there is nothing to be said about this. If you hear one song, you've heard every song.
Mm-hmm. And looking at the reviews,
yeah, the world sucks.
Holy shit! Why?
It's acclaimed. I mean.
Why?
People don't have good taste. We're the smart ones, Alex. We're not the ones with bad taste. We're not the one of the minority here that just thinks this band is dog shit. We're not idiots.
I've been.
IGN gave it a 9 out of 10, dude. IGN.
I forget IGN used to review albums, which is
fucking crooks. They're all crooks.
Wild to me. Yeah, I've been perplexed by this band, and I feel old. Probably like 20 years, probably.
Yeah,
going on. Hold on.
What's up? What you got?
Kylisa was supposed to open up for them.
Oh,
Kylisa
was supposed to open up. Oh my goodness!
I know you guys.
Hey, Savannah, Georgia. That should tell you something.
I know you guys aren't as relevant as you used to be, and some people think you were this riding that wave of Savannah, Georgia metal. But I liked you guys.
I haven't heard you guys, therefore I will not comment.
Yes, I think you're rad. Put out a new album.
You heard the man. Oh Lord, is there anything good to say other than what we said?
Probably not, right? I think we're at a good.
Last good thing I'll say is Kylisa has 2 drummers, and that's why I started listening to them.
All right. Good thing about this album is that Kylisa has 2 drummers. Noted.
That would have been the best thing about this album was if Kylisa actually opened up for them. And Blur. This Blur.
The song.
Yeah. Not the band.
Okay.
The song. Just listen to Blur, and if you have a physical copy of this, burn it.
Honestly, listen to the band Blur over this. This album fucking man, we got to move on.
I totally get why they went on hiatus
After this, yeah. I mean, Jesus Christ. And I don't think there's any real. Is there any reason? Does it say any reason why they went on?
I don't.
Hiatus.
This is when we get into a little bit of a scandal.
A little bit of juice here.
Yeah.
I mean, they go on a hiatus for whatever reason, and then the story of them getting back together is pretty just whatever standard thing. Like
the rest of their career.
Yeah, pretty. I mean, Dustin ran to fucking Tepe at a show when they're like, "You want to get the band back together?
I wonder what show it was.
Let's do it." And then they shook hands like in Predator. And
Dustin, you son of a bitch. Well, they didn't. They probably don't cuss.
That's right. You son of an onion. That was a terrible Arnold. I'll fucking kill myself now. But so let's talk about it now. There's a little bit of scandal. And it honestly has nothing to do with Dustin. He was in the church where it happened.
Yeah.
It seemed like a bad coincidence.
I will say Mars Hill, objectively a cool name.
Mars Hill was the name of the mega church. It's a very cool name.
Yeah, I'm just going to say that's a cool name. That would get me to join a church, maybe.
But if it has the word mega in front of the church and there's no space in between, there's usually not a good sign. So this is from my boy Tom. He says, basically, Dustin Kensrue took a role in a mega church in 2011/12 and left in 2014. It appears that if there's any fault, it lies with Pastor Mark Driscoll, which it does. Maybe there's some big dramatic story to be told, but it doesn't really come out in the article. So this is from the article. It says, in 2012, Dustin Kensrue, frontman of the currently defunct post-hardcore outfit Thrice. What about them is post-hardcore? I mean, Jesus.
Two albums.
Not even 2 albums. Sort of 1 album, and then kind of half of the second album. All right. Sorry. He announced that he had joined Christian megachurch Mars Hill as a worship leader. However, after rumors of him no longer being associated with the church sprung up last night, he has released his official letter of resignation to the general public. Recently, the organization came under fire when a 4,000-word letter signed by 9 pastors of the church revealed that it called for leading pastor Mark Driscoll to take a step down, not just from the pulpit, but from all aspects of ministry and leadership.
What else would it mean?
Dude, imagine being asked to step down from all aspects of leadership in every scenario. Like, I know you want to lead this brunch. You can't lead the brunch. You gotta step in the back. It says within a week of the letter's release, 4 of its signees had left the church, one of them being Kensrue. The vocalist commented on the executive elders of when you called any person an elder, it's already bad.
Capital
E. When a vocalist commented on the executive elders of the church in his resignation statement, saying, "While I believe that the general view expressed above is a common understanding of most of the elders and members of the church, it has been made increasingly clear, especially in the last week, that some of the elders, the executive elders in particular, have a very different understanding of what it is to be an elder at MH." What a weird wording. Isn't it culty?
It's culty.
Understanding of what it is to be an elder at Mars Hill.
There's probably some boy fucking going on.
That's Catholic. You're thinking Catholic.
Oh, okay.
No. I looked into a little bit. The Mark Driscoll stuff. It was like abuse stuff. He was just abusive to the staff and like a real piece of shit.
And boys.
Didn't say anything about boys. Listen, when it's a let's go after Catholics. All right, we go after
and
Catholics.
it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck.
It's not quacking.
It's quacking.
There's no boys involved. It's just slander.
I slander the shit out of Thrice in churches. I don't give a fuck.
Dustin Kensrue molests boys. You heard it here. Now we're going to get sued. All right. We got a few more. All right. I can't believe we're still fucking doing this episode. I have to go to sleep soon.
Yes, you do.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, this is after the reunion. This is 2016's To Be Everywhere is To Be Nowhere.
I love how douchey
it's not good. Yeah.
Did you read the Apple iTunes description?
No, absolutely not. Why?
9 albums in, the Cali Rockers get political with a blistering dispatch from a paranoid world.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I will never in my life use the word blistering ever again.
Or Cali.
Yeah. I don't mind the song. It is as accessible and mainstream friendly as it gets. It's not awful.
It's not bad for now.
But hold on here. Wait. He's got a new style, everybody.
Yeah.
He's now faking grit. Maybe not faking. All grit is faked.
Yeah, they want
Unless you're Lemmy.
They want to open up for Imagine Dragons now.
He's now purposefully making it.
This is what's right on the ground.
I'm trying to think of what other butt rock radio band. A lot of them do. A lot of them do.
This song is just a worse Foo Fighters song, especially in that chorus. Especially in that chorus.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Dave Grohl, dude. And get ready for the most Foo Fighters ass progression at the end of this. Right here. How Foo Fighters is that shit? And then back to the admittedly pretty decent verse. Jesus Christ, that song is derivative. But so is the album. I mean, this is him copying Gabe Grohl and a lot of times Chris Cornell's voice a lot.
Yeah.
Weirdly.
I will say songs like Blood on the Sand, although not bad, it makes me be like, okay, they aren't like crazy nationalist Christians. They're
Oh, you mean lyrically?
yes, they're somewhat critical of
Yeah, I figured they weren't
war,
crazies.
war and all that. Though, you know what did make my ears perk up?
What that?
The Window.
Really? Why is that? I found it to be extremely
It's
forgettable.
like, hey, what's going on here? And then stock shit the rest of the way.
Yeah, not great. So Wake Up, I think, is the most Chris Cornell ripoff thing on the record for sure.
I knew that was going to piss you off, but for different reasons. It sounds like one of those songs that's meant to be
Cool.
this big,
Heavy.
anthemic.
And yep.
We're all going to sing along live.
Yep. Sucks.
bad.
Oh, boy, do I hate a song that's trying to be cool. And that one is trying to be cool. God damn.
Also, I don't know if anyone could write a song about honey, because I saw they had a song called Black Honey.
Yeah.
And it made me think of the awful Metallica Lou Reed song. Honey.
I never heard that. I never listened to Lulu. I never brought myself to do it.
We're going to have to, because it's just such an outlier. I think we should fucking
It's
do
a thing I will listen to before I die. And we probably will listen to for this podcast.
Yes. So that song's awful. And then I was like, oh, this song's bad too.
It is also bad too. It is a stinker.
Apparently it's a staple when they're
The album Land of Rape and Honey by Ministry is incredible. That is a fantastic album. What else?
fucking Stay With Me. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. It's
That one,
we're just so angry. We're both just so fucking done.
that one, I was like, this sounds like a Kings of Leon B-side, which is bad already. This is a band that wrote a song called Sex on Fire, which is kind of funny.
It's a cool visual.
That's a whole other podcast.
Screaming the entire time.
You know, Kings of Leon first LP, not bad.
Look at that. We got range.
But they changed into a different band. And yeah, it's just, I don't really agree with what they turned into, but they have their like Kings of Leon sound, and then it's obvious Thrice is dipping into that same
Pot of honey. And there's a couple things I'm okay with. One of them is the very cool arpeggiated main riff of Death from Above.
Oh, yeah.
Quickly turns into the same edgy bullshit as the rest of the album, but it's a little bit on the heavier side. I don't love it, but it is better.
Also, fucking writing a song about drone warfare and you're calling it tough.
At this point, writing a song about warfare is like, okay, the 80s did it already. Like, fucking, all right. It's just, unless you have a cool angle or a really personal take on it, it's like, we get it. It's bad. I know it's bad.
Also, I guess the Iraq war never really ended, but it's like, oh, you're like 10 years late, guys.
It turns out we shouldn't have gone in. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, shit.
Have you heard about this Bush fella?
Holy shit.
Someone had to take care of this. This guy's running amok.
Oh, apparently Dick Cheney's the real puppet.
I've heard of this guy, Dick. Oh, Jesus Christ. And the last thing I actually don't mind so much is the closer, Salt and Shadow, which I think is actually quite lovely. It's just as moody as everything else, but it's got some nice pianos. It's the most gentle thing they've done since the ambient stuff. Is it boring? Most definitely. But at least it's different.
I wrote that was a nice little attempt.
It's not bad. It's not the worst thing ever. It's fine. For this album, I think it's fucking great.
Oh, yeah, for this album. Also, I thought we had one album left. We have 2 left.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's rough. This is how I felt listening to that. I was like, we got 2 left. Oh my God.
It never ended. No matter how deep I got, I was like, this is my life now.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my.
All right.
So what at this point, Tom noted that there are 1,000 managers and agents on the credits page. And then he knows, she's like, now I understand why this band has monetized their website. All these booking agents and managers won't pay for themselves, baby.
Yeah.
It does make sense though. Like someone's got to they have to have a lot of people helping them.
I wonder if Thrice opened a church, what the membership would be like. Probably
20,000
minimum. Yeah.
Worldwide. That's was supposed to be an insult, but I don't know if it came across as one.
Hey, I'll take 20,000 people.
I'll kill for 20,000.
Yeah.
Right now.
Right now.
Yeah. But yeah, we don't like it. Shocker. I mean, fucking, you can
Somewhat
leave now.
more bearable than the last.
It is better.
Yeah.
It marginally. But we're going, we're not going anywhere fast, but let's move on.
Yes.
This is 2018's Palms.
Hey there, John Carpenter's on the track.
John Carpenter. And not literally, but
I see through your eyes.
misleader. A misleader of an opener.
You know what? I wasn't misled because I've been misled so many times. I knew better.
It's your mother's song.
I thought
Also,
go ahead.
of course, they're doing like that's what they're.
Pray on my
What's trending? What's kind of hip and cool?
in 2018,
Stranger Things.
finally when
I wasn't surprised that this wasn't a new direction for them, but I was disappointed because they have made wild shifts in genre. So I thought maybe they got bored.
There is talking about wild shifts in genre. You know what? I guess this isn't, for what they are now, I guess this isn't bad.
This is not a bad song.
I mean, that bass sounds fucking rad.
Sounds great.
There is a wild guest appearance on this album, which I don't know if you saw.
I don't think I did.
Go back to that wiki page. I'm not even going to tell you. I'm going to get the live mic reaction
Let's see. Zero.
on personal.
Oh, fuck! Oh, what?
Right.
I'm so upset.
Right?
I'm so upset. I didn't even fucking Emma Ruth Rundle, who I love.
That's insane. She's on here.
She was on my fucking best of 2021 list.
No, she's real good.
She's fucking awesome. And I hate her now. I don't hate her now.
No, it's just a wild guest appearance.
And it's on the song Just Breathe, which fucking sucks. It's not that bad, but it's just the same as the rest.
I will say the Gray, I don't think they've tried to write a cool guitar riff in a real long time.
That is the first cool guitar line in a while. I think the rest of the song is awful, but that guitar line is very cool. I also don't mind the dark either, because it does tone things down a bit. The synth, it's really synth driven when it gets really big, which does feel different. and the writing is still predictably dark, but it's not bad. There's even a choir on that one, and the choir on that one is a bad choir. That was when 2 hours ago when I said there's gospel, which has a cool southern feel to it, and then there's Christian rock gospel. This is Christian rock gospel.
I was gonna say all this fucking church shit, and they don't know a good choir.
It's literally in the genre gospel. Like, you know it when you hear it. Like, full-on pop bands have implemented gospel in a very great way, and they're sticking with fucking jars of clay and shit like that. But this album blows, and those two songs are really the only ones that I like in the whole album.
Probably the first three, and then it goes downhill real quick.
100%.
Everything Belongs can just go.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, fucking go fall down on the biggest dildo you can find.
Ooh, My Soul it's smooth and sensual, yet still feels like every other song on here. But it's different-ish. It's like, I don't know, man. It's different for this album. But if that's them mixing it up, it's not enough. It's just not enough.
No. Also, this saying them like I know their faith-based branch in the river is just...
It's got a cool main bass riff, I'll give it that.
I was going to say there's some attempts, but they're at the end of the day.
And guess what?
Attempts.
Cool outro, though.
Yeah. What if the album just ended right there?
Be a lot better. Tell you right there.
I mean, if
not that much better.
If their career this ended right there.
Oh, I mean, it would be too little too late. Man, to Hold Up a Light, fucking Blood on Blood. I mean, the harps on Blood are nice. And I think they're synth harps, I'm sure. But
just wrote a fucking song called Blood on the Sand, then you're going to fucking write blood. I don't know. There's something that grinds me.
Well, you know how Christianity and blood. It's a thing. The blood of Christ and all that.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure that's something in there.
0 songs about wine though, just whiny vocals.
Just whiny vocals, he says. Hi yo,
I'm going low hanging fruit at this point,
dude. They hope they're grapes because of the wine. Sorry. Every song is the same fucking thing. Like, I mean, it's 5 albums in a row of the same song, basically.
Also, yeah, I've never heard of Dead Press before, but they gave it a damn near.
Dead Press, whatever the hell that is, gave it 9 stars out of 10. Who cares about these people? These people, you're not real. We're not real. But at least we're being honest. I don't think any of these people are being honest. I don't think anybody's fucking being honest anymore. Oh my God.
I will say, having briefly wrote for what I think was I don't want to get in trouble. Whatever. I used to.
No, you don't give any names. You're good.
Yeah. I used to write for something that made content, and
a publication of sorts.
Of sorts. I'm using that term real loosely. I turned in a few honest reviews, and the editor was like, "I don't know about that. Our audience wouldn't like that." I'm like, "I thought you wanted me to be honest.
I thought you wanted the truth. You can't handle the truth, buddy."
No. So there's probably some aspect of that going on where, I don't know, Thrice is really cool to our publication. We can't.
Yeah, and there's parts of me that
They got 100 managers. We work for.
I bet they own the world. They own every music person. Except us can't own us, baby. Listen, like,
for the right price, you can.
I can be bought easily. But there's a big part of me that's like, I don't want to. I'm a fucking artist too. Like, I love and appreciate all artists because they're doing a thing it's hard to do. And if you feel drawn to do it, you need to do it. Then God bless you, fucking do it. But I'm also a psychopath who can't not be honest. If I hate something, I don't hate you. I don't fucking hate Dustin. I have nothing against the guy. I don't give a shit. I hope he's happy and he has a great family. I'm sure he does. But
probably has like 100 kids, right?
I don't know. Maybe. He can't have more than Max Cavalera. That motherfucker has like 10 kids. But if something is this egregious and offensive to me on a fucking musical level, I will be honest, and it will get me in trouble again. It's not going to stop happening until I end this fucking show.
It's not the first and it's not the last, brother.
Oh, God damn.
That's why WrestleMania is coming to Los Angeles this year, so Mike and Alex can tag team in a handicap match against all 4 members of Thrice.
The mega, yeah, the mega, yeah, the mega, yeah.
Yeah, although they're named Thrice, maybe there should only be 3 of them against the 2 of us.
We're going to kill Riley, all right? We're going to fucking immediately kill him, all right? Then go handicap match. They're going to fuck us up so easily. That's what we get. Honestly, that's what we get for this
They're
episode.
probably in better shape than
100%.
Yeah.
There's no way. No, I'm done. Yeah. We got one more album, all right? I wish that was the end of the episode, but we got one more album. This is a long one.
I wish that was
surprisingly.
Yeah, that was. I should have saved that.
You gotta let it happen naturally. Here we go, everybody. Final album, but I'm sure they're gonna release another one soon. This is 2021's Horizons East.
Also,
Actually, aren't they like guaranteed planning on releasing another one?
fucking
Like Sunsets West or something?
yeah. What's up with all these fucking
Slash titles?
yeah? And I feel like it started on the fucking loose concept albums.
I don't even know. Man, this fucking Wikipedia is bone dry.
And again, if you live in Middle America, is your fucking radio station playing these fucking songs? Because I feel like that's who they're going for right now. But if you're not getting radio play, what's the fucking point?
And it's easy to swallow. You know what? You know who he sounds like right here?
Who's that?
You're not gonna like this. It sounds a little bit like Scott Kelly. When Scott Kelly sings quieter.
Yeah, no, Scott Kelly has something in his voice where you know he's unhinged even when he's...
It's a very smooth version of it, but
Yeah.
it's the same kind of quiet, whispery gravel. And now it's back to good bass though.
Good drums.
Yeah,
Again.
snappy. This is like one of the best songs we've had in a while. Very snappy.
Yeah.
Also the busiest bass that they've had maybe ever. Aside
Yeah.
from like a couple early songs.
I thought this might not be a boring album, but
You'd be wrong.
it's good they have the energy because
Yeah. I think this is the best of these late albums.
of the butt rock era.
Of the shit final 5 albums, I think this is the best one. And I don't like it, and there's a lot, but it feels the most varied. And there's more stuff on each. There are more songs with stuff I like on it.
Like even Scavengers is...
I think it's fine on its own, but I think if you're listening to that following 4 of it's kind of just the same fucking thing. But I do like the main riff to Buried in the Sun. It actually, it's not, I don't know. It's one of the best songs they've had in a seriously long time. That one, honestly.
Also, I fucking don't love it, but it's something different, so I'll take it. Robot Soft Eroticism.
Oh, Roads After Exorcism.
Or sorry.
Yeah.
That's where my mind's at. In the fucking gutter. My song title's way cooler.
Yeah, it's got a lot of fucking boring in there. I like the subdued parts a little bit, but overall, it's more the
Because the
same.
last 2 songs are real fucking boring.
Oh, I'm into the last 2 songs.
Are you?
Yep. So, Dandelion White, it's Pink Floydy and moody. It's okay. What it does is it doesn't piss me off. I'm
Hey, you just
I'm
take that right now.
over the fucking
Yeah.
moon right there. But the final track was Unite of East is I think the best song they've done since the Element.
The fire shit.
Yep. Don't worry. I'm right there with you.
Sorry.
I think it's the most interesting thing they've done in like 8 albums. It is ambient, it's floaty, it's pretty. It has these overlapping pianos that sound random. It's like several different pianos playing different things at the same time, but like it's more mood than anything. The vocals are very minimal, they're angelic. I think it's actually good. It is nothing like the fucking standard rock generic bullshit of the rest of the album. especially of the previous 4 albums, it is the most interesting thing that they've done in a long time. I like that song. I think it's a good song. I think there's something to Still Life. It's a little bit meaner, a little bit more evil. I like it. I don't think it's great, but it's cool. And then the rest of, the aggressive parts of The Dreamer are also fine. And
I thought that was boring start to finish.
there's a section at 2:20 that absolutely rips. And
Are we doing it, or is this long enough?
It made me, might as well.
2:20?
2:20. We're thorough, goddammit. We're thorough even when we're dying.
Hold on.
Oh God, my voice is dying. Hello.
Why you do this
It's not
to
playing?
me?
It knows we're tired, that's why. There we go.
Yeah,
This is great.
Yeah, you're right.
It feels unlike any riff they ever do. It's kind of uneasy.
Also, his voice isn't as...
It's mixed a little bit more spacey here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that song is what turned it for me. They're like, all right, that song's all right. It's got something in there. And again, that's mostly this album. It's the same old bullshit with a few tricks, a couple different things to mix it up. And that's why I think it's the best. But aside from that, you've heard it. You've fucking heard it.
Yeah.
If you've heard this band.
Yeah. And I don't think people listening to our podcasts listen to bands like this. So,
Except for the patron who requested it.
what's going on in your mind, bud? I don't know. You doing all right?
Some of these, I don't understand them. They're either trolls or they just have a wide palette. They like all the weird shit that we cover, but they also like this shit that we hate.
I think that's fair and nice.
We need that, honestly.
Yeah.
Because you know how much I fucking appreciate the bands I like after hearing this? You know how much I love ISIS right now? The band. It's just when a band and an artist or whatever, when they do, I've become so immensely grateful when they just do something I don't expect. It is such a small thing to everyone else or many people. But if I don't see what's going to happen next and it does, I'm like, wait a minute. Like I'll give it a proper plug whenever it comes out. But we have a fucking listener, a Patreon member.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
He's from Finland. He has a fucking band, and I don't want to do a plug because he doesn't have any proper recordings out there. And I want you fuckers to hear this
in its glory,
because this guy's band is fucking incredible. It's like the brutal, heavy, incredibly powerful shit that we gush over. The fucking the sludginess, the fucking intricacy of really good post metal. It's like, I had no idea what's going to happen next. That's the kind of shit that's like, I want to go out and fucking write now. I want to go out and write. I want to go out and perform right now because this fucking thing inspired me. They did something that I could not have thought of. Therefore, I have to up my game now. That's the shit I love.
And this makes me question if I even like music.
Exactly. That's how I said that with Steely Dan. I was like, I don't even know how I like
crazy.
music. How can I like music? This is the shit that good art can change your life in just as profound a way as bad art
Can destroy you.
It will make you think art is bad and that you don't even like it at all. And that's what we gained from this band. Thanks, Brian. We gained perspective.
Which is funny because, in the scheme of things, most people don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I meet someone new and I'm like, yeah, I fucking forced myself to listen to Thrice for a few dollars and I feel like I'm better for it.
We're fucking idiots.
They'll be like, who the fuck is Thrice?
That's exactly what they would say. Dude, we suck. Oh my God. Thanks so much for listening and watching. Holy shit, let's do a little recap.
Oh man. Yeah. Sorry, I should have been ready. So best personal favorite artists in the ambulance. You Thrice fans can fucking have that. I don't care. I don't care. I'm tired. Personal favorite, the Alchemy Index, volumes 3 and 4. Aaron, fuck you for naming an album now. And then
Jesus Christ.
least favorite,
Vheissu.
Vheissu. Get your Christian rock the fuck out of my face.
It has moments.
And then worse, major minor, Christian rock, but this time it's generic butt rock.
Yeah. Oh, boys. For me, best Sorry. We're going in order. Identity Crisis, worst, least favorite.
There you go.
That's one of the biggest pieces of shit.
I do want to see them as men try to play these songs live.
That would be great. Oh,
I would go to that show.
dude, this album sucks so bad. Hey, folks, this album's so bad. Oh, God almighty. It's one of the worst albums I've heard in a long time. And that is including the Virgins. I hate this album more than the Virgins. That's how fucking... Oh God, it changed a lot of things, and funny little teaser. There's going to be an update to the show because of that album. There's going to be a major update coming to the show in a couple weeks, and it stemmed from that album.
I knew about the update, obviously, but I didn't know it stemmed
It was the
from that
final
album.
straw. It was
Okay,
I
that's
can't keep doing this.
Yeah. Are you guys happy you changed the format?
Yeah, I mean that's an impact. That's an impact. Vheissu, best, not least favorite, best, because it showed what they were capable of. They can blend a genre that I don't like with stuff I do like into something that's actually different with surprising consistency. Not for everyone, but if you're open to emo, it's actually quite a good album. And Alchemy Index Volumes 1 and 2, personal favorite because and solely because of the first 6 tracks. They're the best 6 songs that they've ever done, and they never got good again after that.
Maybe for a little bit.
Bits and pieces here and there, for sure. And yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, God. Thanks so much for listening and watching, and Brian for suggesting this, even if you've left it an hour and a half ago.
But also you paid for it. If you want to get your money's worth, you should be here.
Dude, these Patreon episodes are always 2 hours. Like, there's no way they're not getting their money's worth. I mean, whatever that means. But if you want to help us out and join the Patreon, patreon.com/every album ever. If you're tier 2, you can suggest artists to us just like Brian did. And that might not be a good idea if you you know, you get the idea at this point.
You know what you're getting.
Yeah. There's also bonus episodes. You get early access to the Loose Ends episodes. You get discounts off merch. You get to see our schedule in advance, and you get to vote on polls to decide who we're covering next. Those are very fun. And you could, check out the Spotify playlist on Thrice. There's a link in the description. We got playlists associated with all the episodes. You can find those at everyalbumever.com. You can follow me on all social media at PanderMonkey and Alex on Instagram
at Mother Puncture.
And if you feel so inclined, my debut EP, Pander Monkey by Pander Monkey, it is, well, different than this, to say the least. It is a little better in my opinion, but I'm a little biased.
I thought both you guys played post rock.
These guys are called post-hardcore.
Okay.
I would call the EP post-rock, but even then it's got... I think digestible intros. Post rock has a.
I'm just trying to stir the pot.
No, I know. Listen to it for fuck's sake. And also, I also follow our history guy Tom Osman at Tom Osman Sounds on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, as well as his Substack, tomosman.substack.com, and his debut album, So Much for All in Day's Work, which you can find on all the platforms, as well as all the links in the description. Now, I think that's it for the plugs. If I didn't weirdly skip anything. Okay. What are we doing?
We're doing the Flame Deluge.
Okay. All right.
Duh.
We got to do it.
Duh.
Hell yeah. So this is the most brutal song for and a band who will never, ever sound like this ever again.
Misleading song, but it's fucking good.
It is a good ass song. So thank you so much for listening and watching. See ya.